Hi guys, welcome back, Marauder here, and I invite you to play with me War in the East, the German campaign, and we'll be now moving the Romanians. We have dealt with Army Group South in the last episode, we have dealt with Army Group Center and North in the episode before that, and now we'll be moving Romanians, the last remaining uh, like force unmoved this turn. It is turn 2 still. We will be performing some administrative moves and we'll be dealing with the reserve that have arrived this turn. We'll be moving our commands, airfields, we'll be flying some refuel missions, and all this in this episode, I hope so. And probably we'll enter in this episode as well. Okay, so first, before we move the Romanians, let's take a look at how the forces look like here. We have violet troops and like white or light green, or I don't know what color is this, troops here in the north, and those light troops here in the south as well. But the big problem here is that some of the divisions are German and some of them are Romanian. It's easy to identify them because the counters background is different. The German troops have like steely, like grayish background, and the Romanian troops have like more light background, light blue maybe. And of course the combat value is way different. The Germans have 22 and the Romanians have like 12, 11, so on. But we have to sort it out and move all the Romanians to the Romanian corps and all the Germans to the German corps. Because right now we pick a corps and we have like Romanian, German, Romanian, and Romanian division, a brigade. And it's not really useful. We want the Romanians to be with the Romanians and the Germans to be with the Germans. So let's extract all the Romanian troops from here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 divisions, and it's exactly for one corps. In the south there is a corps, a Romanian corps, that has actually 0 units attached. It will be perfect for our new Romanian formation. It's the 4th Romanian Corps, and we select each division and change the affiliation to this new corps. As you can see, we lose some combat value because it had like 10 and now it has like 8 combat value, because the Romanian generals are not really as good as their German counterparts. But we don't want the German corps to be overloaded, so that's why we're doing it. The German troops could suffer if the command is overloaded. Okay, we have our fresh Romanian corps. We have here additional one, and we can assign it with this reserve Romanian infantry division. What number is it? It's 3rd. It's 3rd corps. So it's assigned to the 3rd corps. We spent some admin points, but we have some left as well. We have here also a cavalry division, but the Romanian mobile cavalry corps is here up north, so we'll be moving the cavalry here up north and assigning it to the cavalry Romanian corps. Cavalry Romanian corps. Exactly. Here we have 1 combat value more. And there is also one cavalry brigade that is assigned to the German Corps. So let's quickly fix it. Cavalry Romanian Corps. Very good. Have it sorted out for now. There's one division that I have already moved, this one, and it's also in the German Corps. We can put it to which corps? I don't know. We can switch it maybe later. We can put it maybe to this. This one has 3 units, and we could have 4 units, but 1 unit is okay. Let's take a look now at the German corps, if they're not overloaded. This one has 1 unit actually. The army group has the air landing division and some infantry divisions, so we can assign it to this heavily freed corps. It's XXX 30. Change the 30. Go from 26 to 29 combat value. And from 16 to 23 combat value. So the change is quite significant. I have here also the 54th Corps that has 2 divisions. 3 divisions, one is down there. Let's move it. Actually, okay, there is the Romanian mountain Corps. We'll be using the Mountain Corps to clear the pocketed troops here in the south. Let me put the forts on. Let's see, large fort, but we have dealt with it. Surrender. Very good. No, not enough. Maybe let's use the deliberate attack. Okay. There is no chance in attacking it because it's like 11 combat values. Okay, we can improve it up. But, the core command can stay here. Let's move the cavalry brigades up. I have really low morale, so not really capable of doing anything that's special. Or here, I don't know. It's nice. German, I mean Soviet authorized division. Okay, we shattered the border regiment. And with the units we do what we can. So, like, move as far east as it's possible. Let's move their landing division. We must vacate this hex, so I'll be moving some Romanians. Attacking the I actually did not attack with both of them. We'll use some Germans. No problem. Still not enough. Not good. Not good. Let's use the 2nd division. Still not enough. I should have used one like attack with both of the divisions, but it's hard to tell actually if that, an attack would be enough or not. Some more Romanians. No. There's some Romanians from here. Still not enough. Okay. So the Germans are going in. I was hoping I could use the Germans to march further east, but my small mistake here did not allow for such a luxury. Okay. Try to get the fortified region out of the way. I will try to encircle as many of the troops as possible. There is no need to hurry. That probably won't be effective, but it was hardly. It's very close. Maybe next time. Okay. The HQs a little bit, but not that much. I was removing the division from that location because we'll be transporting our rail repair group to this location here. And we'll be starting the rail repair from Ungeni. Anjani. Let's take it out of the rails and move it here. So we can start next turn repairing the rail lines. We'll be repairing it to Beltsy here, and then down south to Kotovsk, and from Kotovsk to Dnipropetrovsk. That's the plan. Why? Why do we not repair rail lines from here north to Kiev? Because the mobile troops will be traveling down south, and even if they are around Kiev, the distance from here is way shorter actually than from here, counting in hexes. Let's move the actually, okay, we'll leave the German HQs for now. Let's group and move the Romanian HQs a little bit. There is an army group Antonescu, so it's the fourth army group that is under our control, but the Romanian armies actually do not answer to army group Antonescu, they answer to army group South. We would like to change it, but we have not enough admin power, 38, to change it this turn. But we will be changing it next turn, maybe, or maybe not. Let's prepare and send some Romanian armies and airfields to one point. Let's group the. Let's find the German army and its affiliated airfield here, and also the Luftwaffe air bases that are in Romania. Stack it on one hex so it's easier to control. And now let's find all the Romanian air bases and put it as close to the rail lines, the front lines as possible. Here. You should have a command that's here. Stack it. When they are stacked, they're easier to manage. The same army group and Romanian army and the corresponding air base. We have here some more air bases. Let's put it like here. It's not moving points. Interesting. Any more? Not really able to move yet. They are not unfrozen. The German HQs are okay. Okay, everything's okay. Romanians as well. Okay, so we moved the Romanians. Okay, let's move the German HQs. I will be moving the panzer groups south here. For now, about there, maybe. Sounds alright. Actually not. I can undo the last move. I will be sending the airfields down to the troops here. Because to this airfield we will be carrying our fuel. Let's send the army command here. We can push up the army command like around here. Okay, this one can stay for now. I did it because with the airfield, because now we will be able to fly some fuel to this airfield. But I'd like to tell you how does it work. If you can see the light hexes, it's the territory we were in control at the end of the last turn, so at the start of this turn. And to this territory we can fly our fuel like without any penalties. If we put the airfield in the gray territory, so about like somewhere like there, the planes would transport way less fuel than they would in our controlled territory at the start of the turn. So I decided to put the airfield there and fly some fuel there. There are some groups that can fly wrong hex, this hex. But we don't fly it to the airbase, we fly it to the core command. Change the fuel, pick some transports, and launch. You see 130 tons out of 138 tons have been delivered. If we deliver them direct to the units, we would lose a lot of fuel. 100% delivered. We can also deliver, I think, to the hex next to the airfield. Let's try this. To the core, not to the division, but to the core. Does it work? Yeah. But let's say we would like to deliver to the Panzer Corps there. Only 13 out of 30, so very small percentage of the fuel there. But I'd like to send some fuel there as well, because they need it also. The divisions back there will receive more fuel anyways, because they are closer to the base, basically. Okay, that was Army Group South. Let's do a similar thing with Army Group North, Center, I mean. Let's push the Army command here. Let's push the airfields up. Or maybe down, actually. Maybe down. Because I will be dropping some fuel there. No need. I'll send the airfields up and aim to refuel the light blue mobile units there. The airfield is here, but nevertheless I cannot move it any further. Okay. Nevertheless, all our mobile formations are like in the gray territory, so they wouldn't benefit. Not this. They wouldn't benefit from the airfield presence anyway. Panzer Corps. Okay. Oh, yeah. I was afraid I sent supply instead of fuel. Not to the division, to the command. No more. Okay. Have here also in our base with two transport squadrons, and do we need it up there? We need it for a few turns. We need it. We have our airbase here. Let's place it maybe on top so it doesn't get displaced by Russians. And let's send some supplies flying. No more. The movement points are spent, or the miles flown spent, and this is the end of the fuel flying missions for now, unfortunately. But we transported some of them anyways. I've looked a little bit at the placement of the units, and I think this division here should be definitely placed a hex back, because the Russians can move like the mobile division can move like here, and some mobile division from the outside can go like here, here, and here, and I will connect those two hexes and break the pocket. So let's move the division a little bit back. Now that's not possible. They could move like here, and then the division from the outside, they could move like 3 hexes. But hopefully, I don't know what kind of division is this. Can you see this? No. Hopefully they won't do this. Maybe, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay. We did it. You did the reserves. The reserves are 3 infantry divisions. I will be sending them north. Why north, you may ask? Because north the infantry is most needed. We will be storming some heavily fortified Russian positions on the way to Leningrad and in the Leningrad itself, so the infantry is best utilized there. On the other theaters, the mobile formation are of way better use. Okay. Transported them by rail. Push up a little bit the HQs. Yes, I would like to show you one more trick for this turn. We need to go to Commander's Report screen. There we have all our units active on map and inactive, but present on map and off map, because there are also the support formations, battalions and so on. And we would like to select none of them, because we had like all of them selected, and we'd like to select artillery, AT, AA, rocket, machine gun, and it's enough, maybe. Yeah, it's enough. And for all those formations, they're usually they're only support units. We'd like to set max table of equipment % to 50. Why, would you ask? It's because the equipment there, like some very heavy siege artillery, is extremely costly in terms of armament points. If you don't know what armament points are, these are like the simulated amount of weapons that we possess. How does it work? You can see in the event log here. There is a log of what happened during the mid-turn AI movement and automated processes that happen besides us moving the counters. There's some weathers, leaders, promotions, demotions, executions, and so on. What units arrived, which have been unfrozen, which will withdraw. Sorry, some other things, air groups, pilot training, and these are the things that really happen outside of the view of player. There is production, which is a very important thing, but it's a hugely abstracted thing. We have here nearly 200,000 tons of resources, produce. So it's like abstract think of every single resource that is used for military purposes, like steel, aluminium, wood, I don't know, concrete, or I don't know, a lot of other things probably, leather, maybe cloth, maybe something like this. And all these resources are like assembled into armaments points in armaments factories. They are consumed. The resources go into supplies. They are produced in heavy industry centers, and they transform the resources into supplies. And now the supplies are refined into armaments, and those armaments can be used for like creating the reserve formations for our units, like replacements usually. And those like aircraft, vehicles, ground elements like infantry and so on. And all those things are then being transferred to our combat units. And this is a huge abstract that gets very detailed in our units. There are like flag companies swapped one vehicle into other vehicle, the division swapped one armored car to another armored car, and it's hugely detailed. So we go from a huge abstract of resources, like in general resources, to a particular one armored car that gets swapped out for another armored car. And those, for the German side, those resources and the armaments are basically infinite. So you cannot influence the amount of them at any way. For the Soviet side, it's much more important because you can move factories around. You must protect the factories to not be captured by the Germans, and you can actually create combat units like on-map counters. The German side cannot do this. So for the Germans, the army is set, and for the Russians, you can basically fumble with it and create and disband some units. Yeah, so all those things here, like replacement, the particular mortar gets sent, gets ready, gets refit, and so on. For each country, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, and so on. Vehicles and ammunition. And what I did with the 50% of TOE setup is that those elements that I've chose, like mostly heavy artillery or super heavy artillery, is very, very expensive from the armaments points. And you can actually like use up those that would be better spent for other elements like infantry or tanks or like light artillery or medium artillery and trucks. In this particular game against the AI, it doesn't really matter because we'll deal with the enemy probably without the need of to worry about our armament points. But against the player, a competent player, it will be quite important to not hit the like zero number of armament points, because then the units will receive less and less reinforcements. Okay, that was that. I probably have forgotten about something important. I think so, but I don't know about this. I know, maybe about promotion of the officers. The administration points go from turn to turn, so they're not spent, they're saved. And we'll probably do with the promotions next turn, because the episode now is quite long and I would like to end the turn and see what happens. As if I have also looked here on the situation down in Vinica, and there is no chance the enemy won't break the pocket. The infantry division can just march down and the pocket will be broken. So I fumbled with this panzer division. I should have placed it like here about somewhere, or divide it into 3 regiments and place it like one here, one here, one here. But alright. We'll reclose the pocket later, probably, maybe, hopefully. Okay, I'm ending the turn. Is it all? Have I repaired all the rail? Because later I won't be able to roll back. Okay, let's end it. And let's see what happens. It's a really, really complex game, and you can very easily make a mistake that won't be like repairable, or you'll lose a lot of progress by making a mistake, like not sealing a pocket or forgetting to repair the railroads or some other things, like the equipment setup or commander, like the commander management of better or worse commanders, where to put who, is not that important. It's mostly cosmetical, and I do this just to show you what and how I think some things could be done. It's by no means like the min-max and the only way to do things, but I try to show you how to maneuver. There is one huge realm that I did not delve yet into, and these are the support units that are scattered among the various corps commands, army groups commands, and they are to be managed as well. There are some corps commands that have like 20, 30 support units, and there are some that have none. And it's very tiresome to move them from one to another and to see which one to go where, to spread it out or to concentrate it in some chosen front elements of the front line. And it's for like hours to tinker with it, to think it through, and it really doesn't matter that much against the AI. It can like push the CV, like the combat value, a little bit, but not really that much. It's not that decisive. Okay, let's see which pockets did hold and which didn't. From 30 minutes we are just about 40 minutes, so I'm sorry for the well, not really longer, it's a little bit longer episode. The game is really, really huge, and I don't want to put like 100 episodes. Try to make them as concise as possible. We killed 500,000 Soviets at the beginning of turn 3, but a lot of the pockets still are not cleared. Let's put the isolated mode up. Okay, so the north pocket held. We have 5 formations there, 2 brigades and 3 divisions, very good. And we have Pskov still. Our movement points are like 6, 5, 3, because we have 0 fuel. like literally zero fuel. The pocket here, I think there was a pocket, maybe, has been broken, unfortunately. So the units here are gone. And the south, yeah, they opened the Vinica pocket as well, as I expected. They opened also Zhytomyr pocket, which is very not really good for us. But I will see what can be done with it. If you fly some recon, can you fly some recon? Yes, okay. See if the units are still here. No, they have escaped mostly, unfortunately. Oh well. Too bad. And the units, they're still around. But I don't know if we'll be able to recapture them. But if not now, maybe later. There's really, against the AI, it's not really that rushy. Okay, thanks you guys. That will be this for this episode, and see you guys next time. Hopefully don't go anywhere. Bye!